The Mississippi Mud Monsters and the Evansville Otters here from Pearl, Mississippi. Trustmark Park, the Otters dropped a close one against Mississippi yesterday, final score of 3-2. Trey Bridges ended up getting his first professional hit, but it was in a rough circumstance as Kyle Booker in left field ended up throwing out Sam Linscott at the plate to end the game. Usually not every day you see a walk-off defensive play, but that's what we saw last night. And now in the early morning, it's 11 o'clock Central Standard Time start here today, as it's pretty early. It's pretty early today. But the rest of the games in this series are going to be on the later side. We got a couple 6:30s tomorrow and Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be a 6:01 in honor of the 601 area code that's in Jackson and Pearl, Mississippi. The Otters scored 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 8th. They had 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. They had 5 left on. On the other side, Mississippi scored 1 in the 5th to tie the game at 1, then took the lead in the 7th, 2-1. Otters tied it in the 8th, but then they responded in the bottom half. Tevis Payne's RBI double that scored Victor Diaz all the way from first was the difference in that 3-2 win. And now Mississippi is currently sitting at 26-35, still last in the West Division, but it is now closer than ever in that division as the Mud Monsters are in last place. They're only 4 games back, though, of Schaumburg, who's now in first place. Schaumburg sitting at 30-31. Everybody in the division in the West is now under 500, which absolutely insane, by the way. Schaumburg's leading 30-31. Windy City and Gateway now both half a game back, and Joliet 3.5 back. Mississippi is 4 games back. So by the end of the week, we could have a new person in first place in the West. You never know. You never know. That's just how close things are. The Otters still 5 games back, though, of Washington, after both Washington, the Otters, and Florence all lost. So no really big changes in the division race in the Central. Lake Erie did win, but they're still 14 games back of the division. Still fighting for a wild card spot, though. Still getting a little close as well in the East, as New Jersey is now half a game back of New York after beating them yesterday in 10 innings. There's a lot of early games going on today, and that's one of them. Quebec taking over the North. Seems as though that's kind of a yearly tradition for them. But Ottawa 8 games back. They're also fighting for a wild card spot, as well as the Brockton Rocks. Tri-City and Trois-Rivières fallen. They're fading a little bit. Take a look at the plate meeting there. Some hacky sack going on in the bullpen for Mississippi. They're wearing the home whites, which we have not seen it yet this season against the Otters. In the home white uniforms, 8-3 Mississippi is. On the other side, the Otters are wearing the road blue jerseys. Otters in the road blues, currently 7-9. As they wear them on the road, but they're much better at home than on the road so far this season, at least in terms of record. We'll take a look at the umpires. Wes Dunkel's behind the plate today, calling the balls and strikes with Dylan Self at first, Jose Muriente at third, as Muriente was behind the plate in the first game of the series yesterday. Otters are trying to tie the series up at 1 apiece. There's 6 games in this series, so a lot of opportunities for the Otters to tie, take the lead in this series, possibly win it. Just 1 loss yesterday, but definitely a good chance. The Mississippi Mud Monsters are still undefeated at home in series openers this season. It's been a little bit of a fun revelation for them, as Brian Williams had possibly his best start of the season yesterday. Definitely went his career high in innings pitched. Went over 7 for the first time this season. But now it is Art Hoven who is the starter for Mississippi today. He's got a 5.72 ERA, 61 1/3 innings. He's walked 31 compared to 43 strikeouts, and he's coming off of what is a very rough outing against Windy City back on the 10th. We'll explain more in detail as we go along here. On the other side, it's Landon Williman who's getting the start for Evansville. He has a 6.51 ERA in 55 1/3 innings. He came off of a really weird start on the 12th against Sussex in the game right before the All-Star break. Went 1 1/3 only, gave up 5 runs, but none of them were earned after Evansville's defense was a little bit on the rougher side during that one. That was the 9-0 loss against Sussex. So Williman doesn't technically get any hit to his ERA from that one, but did give up the 5 runs. And the Otters, that was a bit of a rough doubleheader in general. But there are some games going on currently in the Frontier League right now on this Wednesday morning. There's a lot of morning games going on today as Florence and Gateway are already in the 5th inning. They started at what is 9:35 here, but in Florence it's 10:35, so they're already deep into that game. Florence is up 3-2 on Gateway. Tri-City is down 5-0 against Ottawa at home. Another morning game there. New Jersey's beating New York 3-2. If New Jersey beats New York today, they take over first in the East Division. New Jersey looking to win their 8th straight game as they have the longest winning streak in the Frontier League this season. And the other game going on is Schaumburg against Windy City. The Boomers are winning 1-0 in Crestwood. Take a quick break here. Otters pregame show. Here's the anthem. And there is the mascot for Mississippi, otherwise known as Fish. We'll be right back on the Otters Digital Network. Well, as always, if you're listening here on YouTube and if you're watching on HTN, really appreciate you watching or listening, considering the fact that it is 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. So you definitely don't have to be here, but you are, and I really do appreciate that. Take a look at the defense here for Mississippi as Booker is in left field with Skinner in center. Carell Paz is in right field. Holt, Shelley, Rose, and Fritz. Third to first with Tevis Payne, the second doing the catching for Art Hoven, the starting pitcher. Hoven has somehow avoided pitching against the Otters this season, even though we have played Mississippi 2 series now. Take a look at the batting order, starting with the Otters. Ponder is leading off yet again. Dennis Pierce, now this is a very big revelation. He's at third today. Batting second, Logan Brown's behind him at first. Marcos Gonzalez cleaning up again, doing the DHing. Zillian Scott's behind him. In right field, Dre Dirksen doing the catching today. J.J. Cruz, T.J. Salvaggio, and Trey Bridges, the 7, 8, 9 guys in the lineup. On the other side, it's Skinner, Booker, and Paz yet again. The top three just like yesterday, with Fritz hitting in the cleanup spot at first base. Samuel De La Rosa is batting fifth as the designated hitter. Travis Holt bats sixth, with Tevis Payne the second doing the catching. Hitting seventh, Josh Shelley and Nathan Rose are the 8 and 9 hitters. Nathan Rose didn't play yesterday. He's in the lineup. Same with Samuel De La Rosa. Should be a good one today as Art Hoven is the starting pitcher. Otters pretty good against left-handed starters so far this season. As against left-handed starters, they're 14-6. But they are not performing the greatest on Wednesdays. 2-6, 1-2 on the road. This is only their fourth Wednesday game on the road, and this also is only their 14th day game of the season, which we haven't seen too many of this year. Seems as though maybe getting a little lucky with the avoiding the afternoon games, but definitely going to come back to bite us on Sunday when we have to play a 6:01 game on a getaway day. For now, the Otters try to even the series up at 1 apiece and get some good offense against the lefty. John Ponder leading it off, as he always does. Ponder 0 for 4 yesterday, had an 8-game hitting streak going into yesterday's contest, and fortunately did end up breaking that streak, but still hitting .364 now in game number 49, as the first pitch is going to miss for ball one at 11:03 a.m. Central Standard Time. 1-0 here to Ponder. Popped up foul. Hoven has a bit of an interesting sidearm delivery from the left side. Could definitely benefit the righties, but more lefties in the lineup today than yesterday for Evansville. Got 3 guys in there. That one's outside for ball 2. Logan Brown, J.J. Cruz, and Trey Bridges, the 3 lefties in the lineup. Spread out, it's the top 3 for Mississippi, all left-handed again, as we saw that yesterday. Yeah, they do against Williman. 2-1 here to Ponder. A little bit high for ball 3. The walks have been a little bit of an issue for Hoven so far this year. 31 of them. Has struck out more guys than he's walked, but has walked multiple guys in 7 games. 3+ walks in 7 starts so far this season. He's also had 10 of 12 outings in which he has gave up multiple earned runs, as Ponder will lead off the game with a walk. A good start getting the leadoff man on here in the top of the first inning. Yesterday, it was a 1-2-3 inning for Brian Williams in the first, so Otters looking to score early. Otters 14-6 against a left-handed starter. They're also exactly 14-6 when they score in the first inning. Now, Dennis Pierce in a very new spot in the lineup. He's been kind of moving all around the lineup the past week or so. Moved down to the 6th spot, now up here in the 2-hole. He's playing at third base today for the first time this year. First pitch is called a ball. Check swing over to first is a no-go, and it's 1-0. Pierce, before the game, was taking ground balls at third base with the help of Garrett Simpson, who was playing first. Got nothing else to do. He doesn't pitch for a while. Fly ball into right center field. Skinner is going to track it down and make the catch for out number 1. Heading back to first is Ponder. One on, one out for Logan Brown. Logan Brown was the only guy in the lineup yesterday to have multiple hits. 2 for 4 yesterday with a run driven in. He drove in that tying run in the 8th inning. Ended up making it 2-2 at the time, but of course the Otters ended up dropping that one 3-2. They're going to have Ponder on a rundown. Throw to second base is in time, and Ponder gets caught stealing on the base paths. Ponder was looking to go on that first pitch, and Hoven a good pickoff move over to first. If you take a look at the replay, he was off a little bit, and Ponder, he just kind of got fooled by the pickoff move from Hoven. Inside, it's 1-0, so now nobody on with 2 outs in the top of the first. Another big shift here for Logan Brown. And from the left side, as that one's called a strike, and it's 1-1. Shelley on the other side of the second base bag. Inside, it's 2-1. Shelley right behind second base with the second baseman Rose in shallow right field. Everybody playing a little back. Big gap, though, in between the 5-5 hole. Which is interesting that they're doing the shift on Logan Brown because Logan Brown has proven that he can definitely hit to all fields. I feel like we've seen a lot of good opposite field hitting from him. It's pretty split in terms of his spray chart. 16% of his hits have gone to left field, but he will not get a hit. He'll instead take ball 4. So 2 walks in this inning for Hoven. Fortunately for him, one was taken out on the base paths, but now a runner on here with 2 outs for Marcos Gonzalez. Well, Logan Brown only 1 for 1 on steals. He does not have a big lead off of first, as that first pitch is called a strike to Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .367 against lefties this season. Fouled away off to the right side, and it's quickly 0-2. That foul ball is brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. This is only the second time we've had a day game this early. That 10:45 game in Gateway a couple weeks back. Gonzalez 322. He went 1 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. Otters only had 6 hits yesterday. 1-2 here from Hoven. Outside for ball 2. Logan Brown, a little bit of a lead off of first base, was concerning pain. And it fakes the back pick over to first base. Brown getting covered over there by Fritz. 2-2's fouled back. Well, all the splits for Gonzalez are over the league average. 322 average, 397 on base, 510 slugging. So overall a 907 OPS, which is 167 over the league average this year. 2-2 just misses low. That's ball 3. 3-2 with 2 outs, so Logan Brown's going to get a head start over at first base. Hoven, even with the 2 walks, trying to get a scoreless top of the first inning here. Here's his payoff. That is just outside for ball 4. So 3 walks now in the first inning for Hoven. And that'll put 2 on with 2 outs for Sam Linscott. So we'll have a early mound visit between Payne and Hoven, as he has been struggling to locate so far in the first inning. Now up to 34 walks on the season. So we'll take a quick second to talk about Hoven's last outing because it was a very rough one. July 10th against Windy City, 4 2/3 innings. He gave up 13 hits, 14 runs, only 9 of them earned, but 3 walks, and earned his 3rd loss of the season. But he's still record-wise over 500 at 5-3. He actually leads the team in wins on the pitching side. It was definitely a rough outing for Hoven. He has not given up more than 5 in any other game besides that one this season. Linscott 1 for 4 yesterday. 0-1. Fouled away off to the right side. It's 0-2. Scott has a hit in his last 5 games, but only one each game. A couple of 1-for-3s, couple of 1-for-4s, and a 1-for-5 back on Sunday. Hitting the ball very well, though, hitting .325 now in his 44th game of the year. 0-2. Swung on and missed strike 3, and 3 walks for Hoven, but he still doesn't give up a run. As we'll head to the bottom of the first, no score on the Otters digital network. First inning is brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Visit the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. So Art Hoven walks 3 Otters, but none of them come around to score as Ponder got caught on the base paths for out number 2. Logan Brown and Marcos Gonzalez back-to-back walks, but Sam Linscott strikes out to end the threat for Mississippi. Landon Williman is the starter for the Otters today. 25-year-old now, as his birthday was a few days ago. Now from Napoleon, Ohio, he has a 6.51 ERA in 55 1/3 innings. His first pitch misses a little inside for ball 1 to Braylon Skinner. Skinner leading off yet again. Called a strike. Back-to-back fastballs. It's 1-1. Skinner leads off Mississippi 23 30. He has done the leadoff duties most of the time as he swings and misses. First time we're seeing the home white uniforms for Mississippi. I kind of like them. They're pretty good. Little low. It's been straight fastballs so far for Williman. To start off here against Skinner, he's going to face 3 straight lefties and then 6 righties after that, just like Simpson did yesterday. 2-2's fouled away. Skinner 0 for 3 yesterday. 1 walk. Last 5 games, he's 5 for 22. It goes all the way back to before the All-Star break when Mississippi played Windy City. 2-2. Popped up left side of the infield. Salvaggio gonna have to fight the sun, but he will make the catch for out number 1. Sun's gonna be a little brutal today. That's for sure. Those day games gonna be rough. Everybody got the shades on though. Easy enough for TJ. Kyle Booker will stand in, and he had the game-winning throw from left field over to Diaz, who was doing the catching yesterday. He'll get hit by the first pitch. So Booker will take first on the HBP. Mississippi very good at stealing bases, so Launch out for him over at first. Correll Pause. 6th game for Pause so far this season. Has a hit in 4 of his first 5, including one yesterday. Throw back to first, not in time. Williman 0 for 2 against Booker. Has already hit him before. Back on the 2nd of June when Williman pitched against Mississippi. Ended up going 4 innings, 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, but the Otters did end up winning that game 10-8. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. That was before Pause joined the team. This is his first time playing against the Otters this year. Did play against them last season, though, when he was with Mississippi in their inaugural season. Well, last year in July, the Mud Monsters went 14-8. Right now they're 7-8, so they're gonna have to win every other game this month if they want to even tie their July record from last season. Otters, on the other hand, are way past their July from last year. Fouled away into the Mississippi dugout. Over to Jay Pesci over at third base. Neil Ring at first. 3-21 in July last season for Evansville. So far this year, they're 8-7. A 4-3, still over 500 on the road in July. In June, they went 7-5 on the road and 7-5 at home for a pretty even split. 14-10 overall last month. Grounder over to short. Salvaggio flips to second for 1. Cruz to first, not in time. The fielder's choice does get Booker at second base for out number 2. Pause will switch places with him as he reaches on the fielder's choice. Still a man on first, this time with 2 outs. AJ Fritz will stand in. He is slumping pretty hard in his last 5 games. He's 1 for 17. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. He's 0 for his last 10, going back to Friday against Florence. Runner goes on the first pitch. Throw to second base is perfect. Dre Dirksen, what a throw. And getting caught stealing his paws at second base. Dirksen has been phenomenal behind the plate, as that will do it for the first inning. Still no score heading into the second on the Otters Digital Network. Well, it's only been not even 3 games, but really liking what we're seeing from Dre Dirksen behind the plate. He's thrown out 3 guys already. He's only allowed 1 stolen base. Great defensively behind the plate. Now he's leading off. It's Dirksen, Cruz, and Salvaggio. And Dirksen was in the 8 hole for the first 2 games of his time with the Otters, and now he's moving up to the 6th spot. First pitch from Hoven is swung on and missed. Dirksen didn't play yesterday. He played in 2 games. His first 2 games as an Otter were on Friday and Saturday against Windy City. Combined for 1 for 6. Just outside, and it's 1-1. So that overall, 2 Mississippi Mud Monsters reached in that inning, but still a 1-2-3 for Williman in the first. A little low, and it's ball 2. Dirksen, 153 this season with Lake Country, 176 average last year with the Sioux Falls Canaries. As he fouls one back, it's 2-2. We're going to reach. Leadoff man reached in the first inning. Ponder with the walk. 2-2. Outside, and it's a full count. Already a pretty high pitch count for Hoven, especially after those 3 walks. Payoff here from Hoven. Grounder down the line, foul. We're going to get into the left field area where Booker is housed. Hoven, 27 years old. He's from Bakersfield, California. Was actually with his hometown school, CSU Bakersfield Roadrunners, for his last collegiate campaign in 2021. Fly ball off to the right side, foul. Well, the only time we're going to see Hoven in this series, as it's just the first guys yesterday, Williams and Simpson, who we'll see twice in this series. Another one fouled away. Good at bat here from Dirksen, staying alive. Payoff yet again here from Hoven. That is high for ball 4. Great at bat for Dirksen, and Hoven walks his 4th batter of the day. Good start for Dre. Throw a guy out, take a walk on a nice long at bat. Runner on first, nobody out, and that will bring up J.J. Cruz. We'll have a bit of a stoppage here as Muriente, the crew chief, comes up to Dunkel behind the plate. Umpire is convening a little bit. Is there a fan that's possibly getting talked to by Muriente? I'm not too sure what's going on here. The umpires are talking to somebody in the stands. No idea what's going on. There's Andy McCauley, though, right there. Don't think anything had anything to do with him. I think that's the team photographer they were talking to down there because he's taking pictures. And he is the only guy in that entire section, pretty much. Not too many people here today. It does make sense for a Wednesday 11 o'clock game. Also, everybody sort of sitting up in the shade. Fouled back. Might have room for Payne. He'll make the catch. And that's out number 1, right up against the netting. So Dirksen will stay at first, and that'll bring up Salvaggio. Salvaggio had a 0 for 2 game yesterday. Did drive in a run, though. A sac fly put the Otters on the board first, made it 1-0 in the 5th. Mississippi responded with a run in the bottom half. First pitch fouled away. Otters looking to strike first here in the 2nd inning, and there's a base hit into center field. Salvaggio gets the Otters their first hit of the day as Dirksen will advance to second base. 2 on with 1 out for Trey Bridges. Didn't really get to talk about it too much considering the circumstances, but big congrats to Trey Bridges on getting his first professional hit last night. Officially in the books. Seems as though, 75% of his at-bats so far in his professional career have come with a runner in scoring position. He was able to capitalize, did get himself a base hit, but it's just an unfortunate circumstances. Lynn Scott was thrown out at home by Booker in left field. Has 2 on here with 1 out. Takes an inside ball 1, makes it 1-1. Hoven taking a look back to second base, kicks and fires. That's a grounder. Over to short, Shelley, no play at second. His throw to first is in time for out number 2. As advancing to second and third is Dirksen and Salvaggio. Otters gonna need some more of that good 2-out hitting. Is back to the top of the order, John Ponder. He has 17 2-out RBIs. Definitely one of the guys you want up. 2 in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the 2nd inning. Ponder hitting .474 against left-handed pitching so far this season. First pitch is called a strike. Runners in scoring position. Ponder is, of course, hitting well. He's just hitting well in terms of most categories, hitting-wise. Runners in scoring position. Ponder hitting at a .409. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Ponder does have a strikeout in 10 of his last 12, including yesterday. He did get 1. Is prone to the K, and Hoven did strike out Lynn Scott to escape a jam in the 1st inning. We've had a lot of traffic so far, as Hoven just keeps up in that pitch count. One, 2. Inside, good take from Ponder, and it's 2-2. .39 RBIs on the season for Ponder. Last 5, he's 5 for 20. Does have a homer, a couple of walks, but 5 strikeouts. 2-2. Grounder back up the middle. That's off the glove of Hoven. Ponder trying to reach. He gets there safely, and a run will come in from third. Now Ponder hustling down the line, and it pays off. The Otters have a 1-0 lead on the infield single. think as soon as that one got off the glove of Hoven, Ponder immediately started to sprint over to first base and ends up paying off. He gets there safely, and he has RBI number 40 on the year. Otters strike first for the second straight game. Dennis Pierce takes a strike. Runners now at the corners with 2 outs. It's Salvaggio on third with Ponder on first. Run already in here for Evansville. Pierce flew out to center in his first at-bat. Down the line, it's foul. Just barely. And it's 0-2. Pierce playing third for the first time this season. Haven't yet seen him get tested yet. Haven't seen a ball hit over to him so far. Definitely just more intrigued than anything to see how he performs at third because this came out of nowhere. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Drop third strike. Heading to first is Pierce. The throw's in time from Payne over to Fritz. And that's out number 3. The Otters do strike first, though. RBI infield single for Ponder. Makes it 1-0 Evansville as we head to the bottom of the second on the Otters digital network. Second inning is brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company. Otters strike first here in the top half of the second inning. Now in the bottom half is Williman pitching with a lead for the first time today. It's Fritz De La Rosa and Travis Holt. Fritz was up to end the first, but Paz got caught stealing on a basically as perfect of a throw as you can get from Dirksen. Dirksen has now thrown a guy out and has now scored the only run of the day. Nice start for him. His first pitch is called a ball. Fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And it's 1-1. Oh, apparently it's summer camp day here at the ballpark, the old Trustmark Park here in Pearl, Mississippi. Early start time. There was a crane of some sort. There was something going on out in right center. They were just shooting water out. I think it was probably for the camps. That'll miss. It's 3-1. It was shooting out water for a good 30 minutes. But it is now gone. I don't know where it went. 3-1 fly ball into center field. Ponder is right there, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. 1-0 Otters here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 run, 2 hits. No errors for Evansville. Still a bunch of zeros in terms of the RHE for Mississippi. That'll bring up Samuel De La Rosa. Did not play yesterday. De La Rosa is also in a little bit of a slump, 2 for his last 19 in his last 5 games. High fly ball. Looks like it's going to stay in play. Going after it is Pierce. First test for Pierce, and he perfectly makes the catch for out number 2. Moving from first to third, it's just kind of playing everything the opposite way for Pierce. Couple of quick outs here for Williman in the bottom of the second. Travis Holtz. First pitch, a little high for ball 1. Holt hitting at a 272. He has a hit in his last 5 games. 1 for 4 yesterday. Fly ball into center field. Easy enough for Ponder. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Very solid 1-2-3 for Williman in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the third. 1-0 Evansville on the Otters digital network. Quick bottom of the second for Williman, and the Otters are back up offensively in the top of the third inning, up by 1. Logan Brown leading it off with Marcos Gonzalez behind him, and Sam Lynn Scott hitting third to lead off the third against Hoven. Lefty to start. First pitch is called a strike. Logan Brown walked 4 walks already for Hoven today. Opposite field fly ball into shallow left field. Couple guys running after it. No one can get there, and it falls into foul ground. As Holt and Booker both running towards it. And the wind pushing it into foul ground. That's where it'll land. It's 0-2 now against Logan Brown. Hoven has had a particularly rough July. Started off in May, 4.21 ERA, but that's been the best month he's had this season. He had a 5.81 ERA in June, and now in July. Shorter sample size, 9 1/3 innings, but he has a 9.64 ERA. There's a fly ball into center field. Braylon Skinner has room, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. He's only given up the 1 run, though, so far. But hitters normally hitting better the second time through the order against Hoven. OPS goes from 688 the first time around to 831. Outside for ball 1 to Marcos Gonzalez. He also walked in his first at bat. 1-0 here from Hoven. Down the line, and that is a foul ball. 1-1. The guys are basically moving the shift on Logan Brown the opposite way for Marcos. Now it is Rose behind second base in the shift. We saw this shift yesterday against Gonzalez, and he was able to punch one into right center. And Gonzalez, definitely one of the guys that can hit to all fields. A little low, it's 2-1. Hoven's only given up 2 home runs so far this season. This definitely is not a big home run hitting ballpark, and it doesn't help that the wind is pushing in today. So you really gotta get a hold of one if you want to hit it out of the park today. Mississippi dead last in home runs this season. Otters doing a little better in terms of the home runs. They have 64 of them, tied for 8th. Opposite field single. See Marcos Gonzalez taking advantage of the shift yet again as he pokes a base hit the other way. There's back-to-back games where they've done the shift on him and it has not mattered. Gonzalez doing a good job of hitting the ball the other way. He has a hit in 4 straight games now, as that will bring up Sam Linscott, man on first with 1 out. 1-0 Evansville here in the top of the 3rd inning, looking to extend that lead. 3rd hit of the day off the bat of Gonzalez. Bunt showed, bunt dropped down, but foul, and it's 0-1. Only 2 home runs given up by Hoven. One was on June 5th against Gateway. The other one was on June 17th against Washington. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Linscott struck out swinging to end the 1st inning. Overall for Hoven, he has walked multiple batters in most of his starts this season. 4 walks, he's done it 4 times, including a 5-walk outing on June 23rd against Lake Erie. That's his season high in walks. He has already walked 4 through 3 1/3. 2 1/3. 0-2. High fly ball into shallow right center field. Pause is going to make the catch out there and right, and that's out number 2. Two down with Gonzalez still at first, and Dre Dirksen will stand in. Ended up walking in the 2nd, lead off the frame, ended up coming around to score, the only run of the day for either side after the RBI single by Ponder. Yeah, I've seen Gonzalez steal a bag already in this series. Yesterday he took his 3rd. He's still perfect 3 for 3. Inside, that one's going to get past Payne. Gonzalez will take second base. Didn't even need to steal second. He gets that bag easily. He moves into scoring position with 2 outs. One 0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. So those 9 earned runs, the highest Hoven's given up this season. He has given up an earned run in every game he has made a start in, but only won in 2 separate games. One was against Tri-City on May 25th. The other one was actually before his 9 earned run outing, July 4th against Florence. 4 runs overall, but only 1 was earned. He's given up 50 runs and 39 of them have been earned. So 11 unearned runs this season for Hoven. Defense not really helping him out too much, but this is a defense that's 3rd in errors this year. Swing and a miss, it's 2-2. Dirksen trying to bring in that second run, as he'll call his hitter's timeout. Hoven is 5-3 this season. Started the year off 3-0. Had back-to-back wins against Tri-City on May 25th and May 31st. But then lost his next 2 outings against Gateway and Joliet. 2-2. Fly ball into left field, and making the catch out there is Booker. He was placed perfectly for that one. That was 108 off the bat of Dirksen, but bad location. So we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the 3rd inning. 3rd inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. Now, Dirksen took a little bit to get out there after he lined out to Booker to record the 3rd out in the top of the 3rd. Now the bottom half as the Otters still lead at 1-0. Been a very nice couple of innings on the pitching side for Williman. He'll face off against the bottom 3 in the orders. Start Payne, Shelley, and Nathan Rose. And Nathan Rose, it's going to be a very interesting duel between those 2. But first, the first pitch to Tevis Payne is called a strike. Payne went 1 for 4, drove in the eventual game-winning run yesterday. RBI double that brought Diaz all the way home from first. First pitch a little high. Sorry, second pitch. It's 1-1. One fouled off the mask of Dirksen and all the way back to the netting. It's 1-2. Payne last 5 games, he's 3 for 13. Has that double, 3 walks though, compared to only 2 strikeouts. We talked a little bit yesterday about how he has doubled his walk total compared to his strikeout total this season, 35-17. But he goes down swinging there, and that is out number 1. First K for Williman. Nice, good start to the 3rd. Josh Shelley's coming off of back-to-back multi-hit games, including yesterday he hit a double, went 2 for 4, 2 for 4 on Sunday against Florence. Last 5 games for him, he's 8 for 18. He's having a fantastic start to his pro career, hitting just under 300 in 10 games. He is quickly down 0-2 after a couple of great breaking balls by Williman. So he will quickly call his hitter's timeout. Shelley hitting .346 against righties. Only .182 against lefties so far this season. Low. Shelley, 24-year-old, spent this past college season with Tennessee Wesleyan, hit .410 in 51 games. Another fastball. That one a little high. It's 2-2. Williman moving a little quicker, trying to get out number 2. Two here from Williman. That is called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Williman to start off the bottom of the third. One swinging, one looking to Shelley, and that'll bring up Nathan Rose. This is going to be an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. These two guys were teammates for a while in college. 3 seasons at Bowling Green State. These guys were teammates, and now they're facing off against each other in the professional ranks. This is the first time that they have faced off against each other in pro ball. Nathan Rose was with the Mariners organization for a little bit. His first season in the Frontier League. Low and away, it's 1-1. Rose was with Bowling Green State between 2021 and 2023 at the same time as Williman. He was there from 21 to 25. So Nathan Rose a little older, 25 years old, just a few months older than Williman. These guys know each other quite well, though. Fastball a little high. It's 2-1. Rose only his 16th game of the season. He's spent a decent amount of time on the IL. Spent time on the injured list between May 31st and July 1st. He was there for a while. 2-1, called a strike, and it's 2-2. Williman a strike away from striking out the side in the third inning. This is exactly the same as what Simpson did yesterday, striking out the side in the third inning. 2-2. Grounder over to third. Dennis Pierce, his throw to first is in time for out number 3. That didn't strike out the side, but still a fantastic 3 scoreless for Williman as he has still faced the minimum. We'll head to the fourth, 1-0 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Welcome to the top of the fourth. Evan Patoka here with you on this almost afternoon. It's 11:57. We're getting there. Art Hoven's back out there for another inning. He's given up 1 run in 3 innings so far. Has walked 4, struck out 2. He'll face the bottom 3 in the order here: Cruz, Salvaggio, and Bridges. As the Otters try to extend their lead in the top of the 4th inning. It's, again, been some good pitching between Hoven and Williman. Williman has been fantastic through 3 so far. J.J. Cruz leading it off here, lefty-lefty. Ended up popping out behind home plate to Tevis Payne in his first at-bat. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It's called a ball. Check over to third. Still a ball. Hoven was actually drafted in the 38th round of the 2018 MLB draft out of high school. Didn't end up signing, ended up going to college. That was back before the 20-round MLB draft. There's a blooper over the head of Rose into right field for a base hit. J.J. Cruz leads off the top of the 4th with a nice bloop single. 4th hit of the day for Evansville. J.J. Cruz now with a hit in 5 out of his last 6 games. And T.J. Salvaggio already has a hit. Single ended up moving Dirks into second. Grounder by Bridges moved them both. And then Ponder single scored Dirksen. Throw back to first, not in time. J.J. Cruz 0 for 1 on steals. Not necessarily a stolen base type of guy. First pitch to the plate is outside for ball 1. Hoven was with the College of the Sequoias in 2017-2018, transferred to Mizzou, the Tigers, for 2 seasons, then CSU Bakersfield in 2021. Took a long time, though, before he ended up playing professional ball. Wasn't even playing baseball for 4 years before signing in the Pecos League last season. The Bakersfield Train Robbers, his hometown team. Ended up moving up to Mississippi, playing 6 games with them. (2-0) to Salvaggio. That will miss. It's ball 3. A walk would make it 5 walks for Hoven, which would tie his season high. In between that, between his 2021 season and 2025 with the Pecos League in Mississippi, he sold pest control. He really was not. He was not playing baseball. He was just doing the casual job of selling pest control. Salvaggio taken all the way, and it's called a strike. It's 3-1. (3-1) pitch. That is ball 4, and Salvaggio will take the walk. Walk number 5 ties his season high, and 2 are on with nobody out for Trey Bridges. Second straight time that bunt showed, and it's dropped down but fouled off the netting. And Bridges ended up grounding out to second base, advancing both runners in his last at-bat. It ended up resulting in that first run coming in. Bunt showed and pulled back, called a ball. Gotta watch for the location for Hoven. He has not really been able to do it too well so far today. Has not walked 6 guys in a game in his entire Frontier League career. Bunt drop down again. It's foul, and it's 1-2. Now a tough decision here for Bridges. See if he wants to bunt with 2 strikes or not. Hovind has pitched against the Otters before, just not this season. Last year, his first ever start in the Frontier League was actually against the Otters August 13th of 2025. He threw 2 2/3, gave up 4 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 1-2. He does show bunt again, drops it foul, and that is strike 3. So that is a third strikeout for Hovind after the bunt attempt on a 1-2 does not work out for him. A big out number 1 for Hovind. That'll bring up Ponder. Now, Ponder does already have a RBI base hit. He's reached twice today. Driven in the only run of the day for either side. Has 2 on with 1 out. Hovind steps off. Cruz back to second as Rose was sneakily heading over to cover the bag. Big gap in between first and second base. See if Ponder takes one to the opposite field here. Popped up right side of the infield. Rose is calling everybody off. He'll make the catch. Infield fly rule in effect, as both runners will stay. Ponder is out number 2. And Hovind 1 out away from getting out of things here after allowing the first 2 to reach. Last season with the Bakersfield Train Robbers, he had a 5.19 ERA in 52 innings. Before moving up, he also hit 360 in 14 games, went 9 for 25. He's doing a little bit of both. He had a 7-0 record, even though he had a 5.19 ERA, 38 walks compared to 76 strikeouts in Mississippi. Liked what they saw from him and picked him up. He's still here. 2-0 against Pierce. Hovind a couple looks back to second base yet again. Rose very close by. That is ball 3. Hovind has not walked 6 guys in a game yet. He's walked 3+ in now 8 games this season, but never 6. Sitting in a 3-0 here against Pierce. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. The bat goes flying over near Mississippi's dugout. Well, that's the second time in 2 games that an Otter has had the bat go flying. It was Bridges yesterday, and now it's Pierce today. I feel as though this has happened a little too often for the Otters this year. Monty Jones has done it a couple times. Bridges did it yesterday. Pierce today. There's a lot of bat flinging from the guys. Three and 1. 2 on, 2 outs. Walk would load the bases for Logan Brown. Hovind trying to avoid walk number 6. 3-1 is right down the middle for strike 2. Hovind led the Pecos League in strikeouts in 2025 before he got picked up by Mississippi. He only had 1 game with Mississippi last season where he didn't give up an earned run, and that was against Washington on August 24th, 2 scoreless. Still had 5 walks in that game, too. 3-2 grounder over to third base. Long throw from Holt on to first, and it is dug out at first by Fritz for out number 3. So the first 2 reach, but nobody comes around the score for Evansville. Led to the bottom of the fourth. Otters still lead it 1-0 on the Otters digital network. Fourth inning is not brought to you by the YMCA. It is brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. It's been a good day on the bump so far for Williman. Trying to keep it up here against the top three in the order. Skinner, Booker, and Paz. All lefties here to start the fourth. Otters had 2 on with nobody out. Couldn't get them across. So still only up by 1, but 1 run, 4 hits. No errors for Evansville. Still a bunch of zeros on the side of Mississippi. Skinner flew out to Salvaggio at short in his first at-bat. First pitch a little high and outside for ball 1. I mentioned before when Williman was facing off against Rose, spent his entire collegiate career with Bowling Green State before signing with Evansville. Only played in 3 games last year with the Otters. One was on the 3rd against Mississippi. His first pro start came against the Mud Monsters. 4 1/3, 5 earned runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts earned the loss against the Mud Monsters. There's a grounder to second base. J.J. Cruz will throw to first in time for out number 1. Second outing for Williman last year, June 10th against Lake Erie. 6 innings, 2 earned, 6 hits, got the win. And then 3 2/3 on the 15th against Windy City. 1 earned run, 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He was then put on the 60-day IL on the 4th of July, missed the rest of the year. So didn't get too much playing time because of injury. And now he's getting all of the playing time this year, as he's been a part of the rotation the entire year. First pitch called a strike to Kyle Booker. Got hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw in his first at-bat. Almost gets hit there as that one's inside. One one. Two one here to Booker, who has been hitting the ball very well against Otters pitching this season. Fouls one away. Count evens up at 2 apiece. Hits the ball better here at home than on the road. 296 compared to 265. But all 6 of his home runs have come on the road. Mentioned this is not a big home run hitting stadium. This used to be a Double-A park. It's supposed to be hard to hit homers here. You see that a lot in the current splits, home and road. Called strike 3, and Booker goes down looking. 3rd K of the day for Williman, and that's out number 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Corral pause. Say one of the few guys from Cuba here in the Frontier League. See a lot of guys from the Dominican, a few guys from Venezuela, but Cuba, you don't really think about Cuba all too much. He's in the Mets organization for a few seasons, signed a minor league deal with them back in May of 2022. As it's quickly now 0-2 against Paz. He'll call his hitters timeout. Oh, 2 here from Williman. Trying to get another 1-2-3. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 4 Ks for Landon Williman, and he has still faced the minimum through 4 scoreless. So we'll head to the 5th inning. Evansville still up 1-0 on the Otters digital network. Top of the 5th inning. If we take a gander at the weather app, it's not getting below 90 the entire time we're here. It's going to be a warm one all week. So hopefully everybody down there is staying hydrated. Hoban out there for another inning. He's had a lot of traffic, but still only the 1 run given up. Williman, on the other hand, has not given up a hit through 4. Logan Brown leads it off. Logan Brown, Marcos Gonzalez, and Sam Linscott as the Otters try to extend their lead in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch misses for ball 1. Dovin did avoid walking his 6th batter of the day, but has now 5 walks. Has a walk in 3 of the 4 innings he's pitched so far, including 3 in the first, but didn't allow a run to score. Called a strike, it's 1-1. Hoban with Bakersfield, his last collegiate season at a 7.2 ERA in 30 innings. He didn't play too much with Mizzou in 2020. His best year was actually with Mizzou in 2019. So that one's fouled away. It's 1-2. He ended up choosing Mizzou over a lot of different schools. Long Beach State, Nevada, over Cal State Bakersfield at the time. UConn, Tulane, Sac State. He had a 4.33 ERA, 43 2/3 innings with Mizzou in 2019. After a couple of dominant seasons with the College of the Sequoias. Grounder into left field, a base hit. Logan Brown beating the shift. He's got a leadoff single as he gets one going the other way. Marcos Gonzalez now the runner on first and nobody out. Otters in business to start the 5th inning. 1 for 1 so far for Gonzalez. He walked and singled. Fouled back. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 0-1 here. Clouds putting some shade over the mound. Just for a second, and now it's gone. 0-1. Fouled away yet again. College of the Sequoias is in Visalia, California. Also home of the Visalia Rawhide, which, for everybody who's been a fan of the Otters for a little bit, 2023 broadcaster Griffin Epstein is the broadcaster for the Visalia Rawhide. Little low and away, good take from Marcos, and it's 1-2. College of the Sequoias 2018, he had a 3.25 ERA, 88 2/3 innings, 36 walks compared to 119 strikeouts. He had a 12 K per 9. Little high, it's 2-2. Allowed him to move all the way from the JUCO ranks to D1 in one season. Doesn't happen too often. 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 4th strikeout for Hoven. And that's out number 1 in the top of the 5th. Marcos Gonzalez still the team leader in Ks with 48. Has been good offensively so far today. Sam Linscott now up for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2. He has the first of 4 Ks for Hoven, as well as a fly out to right field. Now he flies one in to the right side of the infield. Nathan Rose will make the catch, and that's out number 2. Dre Dirksen now with 2 outs and a runner on first after Logan Brown's leadoff single. He's still over there. Dirksen walked in the 2nd, came around to score, which has now been the only run that's scored still from both sides. Ended up lining out to Booker in left field as well. Fouls one off himself. It's 0-1. There's a base hit into left field. As Logan Brown going to try and go first to third, he'll get there easily. Dirksen is into second base, and he has his first extra base hit as an Otter. Double puts runners at second and third with 2 outs. Some more traffic for Hoven, and now J.J. Cruz a chance to bring him in. Ends up getting far enough into the corner to advance both runners the extra 90. Now Logan Brown at third with Dirksen at second after his double. In terms of overall this season, 3rd double for Dirksen in 2026, but first with the Otters. High fly ball on the first pitch into center field. Skinner is under it, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So more traffic for Evansville. They are not able to capitalize. We're halfway home. Still 1-0 Otters on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the fifth inning. It's been a little rough for Evansville, but they're still in the lead here, 1-0. They've left 9 men on already through 5 offensive frames, but Williman's been pitching great and has been able to keep them into this one so far. He'll lead off A.J. Fritz, Samuel De La Rosa, and Travis Holt for Mississippi in the bottom half of the fifth inning, as Williman looks to go 5 scoreless. Good day on the sticks for him. Looking to keep it up against Fritz, who flew out to center field in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Led off the second inning, now leads off the fifth. First pitch a little high for ball 1. Williman's only had one game where he's thrown 5 innings without giving up an earned run, at least. That was back on May 21st against Gateway. Threw 6 scoreless against the Grizzlies. It was game 1 of that doubleheader in which they shut out Gateway in both games. In the second game, they had the back-to-back drop fly balls to give the Otters the walk-off win. Fly ball into shallow right field. J.J. Cruz all the way from second base will make the catch in foul ground. And that's out number 1. Williman did throw 4 2/3 without an earned run in his first game of the season back on May 8th against Florence, but ended up giving up 3 runs. None of them were earned. He's only had 2 games this season where he hasn't given up a run nor an earned run. One of those was that 6 innings against Gateway. The other one was 2 innings against Schaumburg on June 13th. 1-1 already here to Samuel De La Rosa. Curveball misses very high and inside for ball 2. Earlier in this game, Williman ended up throwing his 1,000th pitch of the season. He was at 991 before this one, so it didn't take too long for him to get to 1,000. But that and the fact that he is now 55 1/3 innings coming into this one, he's been very durable this season. There's a base hit for De La Rosa, and Mississippi finally has their first hit of the day. Oh, there goes the no-hit bid for Williman. The man on first with 1 out for Travis Holt. 0 for 1. He flew out to center as well, just like Fritz back in the second inning. This is also Williman's first time pitching with Dirksen behind the plate. It's been working out pretty well. Last season with Bowling Green State, he had a 5.02 ERA, 52 innings. Up the middle, that's into center field. It's back-to-back singles for De La Rosa and Holt. And all of a sudden, Mississippi's in business here in the 5th inning. That'll bring up Tevis Payne, who did get the big hit from Mississippi yesterday. The Bowling Green State team last year went 33-22, ended up losing both games in the MAC tournament against Toledo and Eastern Michigan. That was played at Forefront Field in Lake Erie. The Otters have been to twice already this year. First pitch a little high and in for ball 1. Payne has a strikeout swinging in the third so far. He's just 0 for 1. Two on, 1 out. The 1-0. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. Back-to-back singles, De La Rosa finds himself in scoring position. He's the first Mud Monster to reach scoring position today. Holt's on first. 1-1 pitch is called a strike. Fastball hits the lower half of the zone. It's 1-2. Could get a big strikeout here. The 2 outs. Josh Shelley on deck. He also has a strikeout today. One, two. Got him swinging. 5th K for Williman and a big out number 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now 5 Ks for Landon Williman today. Chance to get out of this, still scoreless for Mississippi, even with the 2 hits in the inning. Josh Shelley. Only 3 games this season for Williman with 5 strikeouts or more. Last time he struck out 5 in an outing was back on July 1st against Washington. He threw that 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 8-4 win against Washington back on July 1st. Trying to keep the Otters in the lead, 1-0. A little high, it's 2-0. Season high in strikeouts for Williman is 6. That happened twice, back-to-back outings in mid-May, May 15th against Florence, and then the 21st, that 6 scoreless against Gateway. 2-0. That is called a strike. Williman overall 7.1 Ks per 9. Otters not necessarily big in terms of strikeouts as a pitching staff. They're more big in terms of limiting walks. Fly ball into shallow right field. Lynn Scott is there. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 3. Williman gets out of the jam. 2 on with 1 out. Nobody comes around as Landon Williman, 5 scoreless, will head to the 6th inning. Otters still up 1-0 on the Otters digital network. Through 5 here. 5th inning was brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, by the way. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Knott, Mississippi Drive, and 715 North Green River Road for details. New pitcher into the game as Art Hoven's day is done for Mississippi. New pitcher is Tristan House for the Mud Monsters, and he'll face off against the 8-9-1 guys in the lineup, Salvaggio, Bridges, and Ponder. First pitch called a strike. Tristan House, 28 years old. He's from Winter Haven, Florida. This is his 3rd year pitching ever. He just got into it. But he's able to throw pretty fast. That one will miss. And it's 1-1. That House currently has 7.18 ERA in 26 1/3 innings. As the Otters are barely holding on here to a 1-0 advantage. Williman really getting the job done, in line for the win if this score holds. As that one misses high for ball 2. Main issue for House has been the hits giving up and the walks. Has more walks than strikeouts this year. 2-1. In the dirt for ball 3. 17 walks, 13 strikeouts. His last outing, though, he did throw a scoreless frame against Florence back on Sunday. House was a pick in the Frontier League draft. He was the 9th overall pick. That is high for ball 4. And Salvaggio walks for the 2nd time today. He's now reached in all 3 of his at-bats. Man on first with nobody out for Trey Bridges. First pitch a little high for ball 1 to Bridges. House a 7.18 ERA, 1.7 whip. Both of those pretty high over the league average this season. So far, not really able to locate as it's 2-0. He has had a very good last few weeks / month. Started off with a 12.54 ERA in May, and that went all the way down to 4.26 in June. He's only pitched in 4 games, though, in July, and has only given up 2 earned. That was back on the 10th against Windy City. 2-1, runner goes. Called a strike, though, to second is not in time. TJ Salvaggio steals second base, as he remains perfect now, 15 for 15 on stolen bases this year. It was called a strike, so now it's 2-2 to Bridges. There'll be a mound visit, so we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We haven't been able to do that in a while. Schaumburg's up on Windy City 5-2 in the 7th inning. New York is beating New Jersey 7-6 after a 4-run 6th inning. Ottawa's up on Tri-City 11-4, game 1 of their doubleheader. Florence beat Gateway. That game's already done, and it's 12:30. They won 7-2. Grounder, fair ball, that's going to get down the line. Here comes Salvaggio from third. First extra base hit of Trey Bridges' career, and his first RBI as a pro makes it 2-0 Otters. Just snuck it down the first base line, and Trey Bridges increases the lead 2-0 Evansville. Good piece of hitting. Salvaggio easily able to come around third and score, and he switches places with Bridges. Ponder now with a man on second. Still nobody out as he swings and misses at strike 1. Oh, 1. Inside on the fastball. Oh, look, it looks like it clipped him. So Ponder will take first on the hit by pitch. First 3 have reached here for Evansville to start the 6th inning. So now 2 on with nobody out for Dennis Pierce. Dennis Pierce has been playing a good third so far today. But so far he is 0 for 3. Gonna have a mound visit here. Well, House was a 9th pick overall in the Frontier League draft this season. Mentioned 3rd year ever as a pitcher. He's already pitched twice, though, against the Otters this season. June 30 through 2 innings, gave up 1 run. It was a solo shot and earned the save on the 21st. 2 innings, didn't give up a hit nor an earned run in that win for Mississippi. He's given up multiple runs, though, in 8 outings, including the first 4 of the season. In that span, that was also the only game in which he's given up multiple home runs in a game, which was back on May 17th against Lake Erie. Shows you how rough the start of the season was for House, but it definitely got better. Otters are hitting the ball well off of him, though. Bunt drop down for Pierce. Throw to first is dug out by Fritz, but it's a successful sacrifice bunt that will advance Bridges to third and Ponder to second. Big spot here for Logan Brown. Runners on second and third and 1 out. Otters trying to put more runs up on the board, give some more comfortability to Williman, even though he has been pitching great today. First pitch will miss for ball 1. Entire infield in here for Mississippi. One 0. Grounder over to first. Bridges is going to try and score, and he's going to get caught in a rundown between third and home. The Ponder is going to head to third. Brown will head to second, but Bridges is tagged out, and that is out number 2. So it'll be a fielder's choice that puts runners back at second and third, but this time with 2 outs as Bridges gets caught in the rundown, but gives Ponder enough time to reach third and Logan Brown enough time to reach second. Opportunity now for Marcos Gonzalez to drive a run in or 2. Gonzalez 1 for 2. He's reached twice. He has a single and a walk in his first 2 ABs. Fly ball into shallow center field. Skinner's there. He'll make the catch. And that's out number 3. So the Otters do get a run across here as they now lead it 2-0 on the RBI double from Trey Bridges. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom 6, it is the United Fidelity Bank 6th inning. The experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. Landon Williman back out there for another inning. He's thrown 5 scoreless. He's given up 2 hits. He gave up 2 hits in the 5th inning, but struck out Tevis Payne, then got Josh Shelley to fly out to right field to keep things at 0 in the runs column for Mississippi. 9-1-2 leading off, Nathan Rose, Braylon Skinner, and Kyle Booker. Second straight day, we've had a very good pitching performance from a starter. Simpson played great yesterday. He ended up finishing with 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and right now it's been 5 innings with 2 hits, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks for Williman. These college teammates facing off again. First pitch just outside for ball 1. Big insurance run for the Otters. They're now up 2-0. Another one just misses outside. Nathan Rose signed a minor league deal with the Mariners back in January of 2025. Ended up getting released in August of that same year. 3-0 to Rose as Williman at risk of walking his first batter of the day. 3-0 here from Williman. It is called a strike. Rose was with the Arizona Complex League Mariners, hit .236 in 40 games before getting released, and spent the rest of the year with the Sioux Falls Explorers of the American Association. 3-1's fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And it's a full count, 3-2. So the Otters have scored 1 in the second, 1 in the 6th. 2 runs on 7 hits. Got him swinging. Comes back after going down 3-0 to strike out Rose swinging. And that is now a tied season high 6 Ks for Williman today. Third time this season, Williman has struck out 6. And it's back to the top of the order, Braylon Skinner. Otters definitely, when Williman gets out of the game here, he's going to need to get the high leverage guys in. There's a high fly ball into deep right field. Going back is Linscott, and that one is way out of here. That went off the roof out there in right field. Braylon Skinner hits his 4th homer of the year. And Mississippi is on the board, and they've cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1. Skinner's first homer against the Otters this season. Now that run, all of a sudden, in the top half of the 6th inning, seems to be very crucial, as the Otters luckily still have the lead. That was a no-doubter, though, from Skinner. Take a look at the replay, the Farm Bureau grill, the patio deck. It went on the roof of that building. 391, it said. Little high, it's 2-0. Immediately, the Otters getting somebody warm in the bullpen. It's looking like Joe Morrissey out there. 2-0 called a strike to Booker. Booker is 0 for 1. Got hit by a pitch in the first inning, then struck out looking in the 3rd. For Williman, that was the now 9th home run given up by him this year. There's a bloop single into center field for Booker. So again, back-to-back hits for Mississippi. They had it with De La Rosa and Holt in the 5th inning. Now here with Skinner and Booker. Corral pause. Tying run now on first base with 1 out. First pitch, this is a fly ball into left field. There's Bridges. Has a read on it. He'll make the catch. No tag from first, but a bit of a deke from Booker. That's out number 2. Well, after the home run given up, this could be the last inning for Williman, depending on what happens here. He did end up getting through the top 3 of the lefties, keeping the lead intact. And that'll bring up A.J. Fritz. Somebody's warming in the Mississippi bullpen as well. Mentioned previously, it's a little hard to see into that dugout. Throw back to first is not in time. It's Dallas Woolfolk that is in the bullpen for Mississippi. I'll say it is a lot easier to see the numbers on the home white jerseys compared to the teal ones that we saw yesterday. Outside, it's 1-0. Fritz 0 for 2, couple of flyouts, one to center, one to second base. Booker on first, not really showing any signs of stealing quite yet, as that one misses low for ball 2. Now Booker 15 of 20 on stolen bases. Fritz 18 RBIs, 18 walks, and it's ball 3. More walks than strikeouts this season. With the walk, it would put 2 on. And that is ball 4. So the first walk issued by Williman now puts 2 on with 2 outs. See if Max Peterson wants to make the change. He's coming out. The entire infield coming in here. Looking like we might see Joe Morrissey come into the game for Evansville. As we will. Williman's out of the game. Responsible for both runners on first and second, but overall a very good outing. It just has given up a few base runners here in the 5th and the 6th innings, including the home run from Skinner. Morrissey, though, a chance to keep the lead intact for Evansville as we'll take a quick break on the Otters Digital Network. We got a pitching change. Pitching change is, of course, brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-4759K. Joe Morrissey is into the game. He has a 4.71 ERA in 21 innings. He's had a little bit of a rough July so far, 7.45 ERA in 9 2/3 innings. After a very solid June at a 2.38 ERA, but he has a chance to just get one more out and keep the Otters with a 1-run lead. First pitch, a little low for ball 1 to Samuel De La Rosa. It's been a homer, a single, and a walk. Has brought a run in and now has 2 on with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. Called a strike. Morrissey threw a scoreless frame with 2 strikeouts back on Saturday against Windy City. Then on Friday, he pitched back-to-back games, 1 1/3 scoreless. One. Fly ball into left field. Bridges is right there, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So the Otters do keep their 1-run lead. The solo homer for Braylon Skinner, though, puts Mississippi on the board. Still, Evansville up 2-1 as we'll hit the 7th on the Otters digital network. Top of the 7th inning here in Pearl, Mississippi on a now afternoon. It's almost 1. We have a new pitcher into the game. It's Dallas Woolfolk. We saw him in the bullpen yesterday. Not yesterday, last inning. Yesterday. What am I saying? Tristan House is out of the game. He gave up that 1 run. Now Woolfolk is in to the game. He has a 6.49 ERA, 26 1/3 innings. 36 hits, 19 earned runs, 16 walks compared to 25 strikeouts. Was with Schaumburg to start the season. He ended up getting traded to Mississippi for a player to be named later on June 9th. As he'll face off against Linscott, Dirksen, and Cruz to start in the 7th. 2-0 as that one misses a little high. Fastball ranging 90 to 93. Got traded a little bit close to home, Woolfolk. Called a strike. Schaumburg in Chicago. He's from Memphis, so Pearl here a little bit closer to home. He was able to move closer to his family, his wife. And so far, he's had a pretty good July to start off. Grounder over to short, sliding snag by Shelley. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Good play at short by Josh Shelley to get the first out at the top of the 7th inning. Now 1 out, Dre Dirksen will stand in for his 4th AB of the day. He has a double, he has a liner to left field, and he has a walk. Came around to score the first run, and what was the only run for the first 5 innings for either side. First pitch from Woolfolk is a little low and away for ball 1. Woolfolk on the 17th, last Friday against Florence, actually tied a season high in earned runs given up with 3. That was in a third of an inning against Florence. Ended up earning the loss, which is the only decision he's been a part of this season. It's the only time he's given up 3 earned runs with the Mud Monsters. The other time he gave up 3 was when he was with Schaumburg. So that one misses for ball 2. That was back on June 13th against Joliet. Through 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 homers given up then. The only time he's given up multiple homers in an outing. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-2 to Dirksen. Overall, 6.75 ERA in May, 7.24 ERA in June, and it's down to a 4.5 in July. Two. Swing and a miss for strike 3. First K for Woolfolk today. Overall, 5th for Mississippi pitching, and that's out number 2 in the top of the 7th. J.J. Cruz, he's 1 for 3 so far today. Singled in the 4th inning. It was a blooper that went over the head of Rose at second base. Otherwise, a pop out to Payne behind the plate and a fly out to Skinner in center field. First pitch misses for ball 1. Otters up 2-1. Both teams exchanging runs in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Evansville. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Mississippi. Foul tip into the glove for strike 2. Cruz 0 for 2 against Woolfolk so far this season. Struck him out on June 6th. Got him to line out on June 20th. Outside, and it's 2-2. Woolfolk trying to get a 1-2-3 top half before Mississippi comes up. Back into a 1-run game, and we've seen already with the home run from Skinner, 1 swing of the bat can tie things up for Mississippi. The Otters definitely in need of some insurance to get things a little more comfortable here in game 2 of 6. 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Woolfolk to end the top of the 7th inning. As it's time to hit the stretch here in Mississippi. Otters still up 2-1, though, on the Otters digital network. They're Cotton Eye Joe in here in front of some fans here in Mississippi. 7th inning's brought to you by Jacob's Pub. Jacob's Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. Joe Morrissey back out there after getting out of the small jam, getting Samuel De La Rosa to fly out to Bridges in left field. So now it'll be Holt, Payne, and Shelley leading off. Back to a one-run game. A little bit of a delay, but Holt stepping up to the plate here. First pitch from Morrissey. Called a strike. Holt is 1 for 2. Singled in the 5th, flew out to center in the 2nd inning. Definitely not hitting as well this season against the Otters as he did last year. Fouled away as it's 0-2. Holt has one at bat against Morrissey this season. That was on June 3rd. He grounded out to second base. 0-2 is a little low in the dirt. Holt last year was 15 for 45 against the Otters. 2 homers, 7 RBIs, but now 5 for 27 coming into this series, and in this series he's now 2 for 6. 1-2 a little low. Holt spent last season in the Pioneer League with the Billings Mustangs and the Yolo High Wheelers. Grounder up the middle into center field for a base hit as Holt has a 2 for 3 day. Leads off the 7th with a single, now representing the tying run at first. 5th hit for Mississippi today, and Tevis Payne will stand in. We saw Tevis Payne in this exact situation yesterday. Man on first, he ended up doubling in Victor Diaz to give the Mud Monsters the lead. Throw back to first, not in time. Holt 8 for 12 on stolen bases this season. And Tevis Payne, on the other hand, really hitting the ball well against Otters pitching, but so far 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch just inside for ball 1. Another throw back. Got away from Logan Brown a little bit, but nothing too far away to advance the runner from first. Well, after today, this is only the 2nd game out of 42 that Payne has struck out multiple times, and that one will get past Logan Brown all the way into the Otters dugout, so taking second is Travis Holt. So the error on the throw by Morrissey is going to put the tying run now in scoring position with nobody out. One 0 to Payne. Check swing. He did not go around. It's 2-0. Payne hitting .316 in his first professional season. His only other game with multiple strikeouts this year was back on July 9th against Joliet. 2-0. Popped up. It's going to get out of play into the stands. 2-1. Payne has already driven in a crucial run in this series. Helped Mississippi take game 1. It's another low-scoring affair here in game 2. 2-1 pitch from Morrissey. Called a strike. Higher half of the zone. It's 2-2. Good pitch from Morrissey. Chance to get Payne here, maybe a third time. Two. That is going to hit Payne. Fastball drills him, and he is in some pain. Don't know really where that hit him, but the trainer will come out. Looking like the shoulder area where that hit him. So Payne will take first on the hit by pitch. Looking likely that he's going to stay in the game, probably just hurting a little bit after the 89 fastball got him in the shoulder. The first two reach here. With nobody out, Payne now representing the go-ahead run at first base. And now the Otters are going to get somebody warming in the bullpen. Anthony Tomczak is warming in the pen. Morrissey in a bit of a jam here. 2 on, nobody out. And that runner at second, and Holt is representing the tying run. First pitch a little high for ball 1. Shelley 0 for 2 so far today after going 2 for 4 yesterday. He struck out looking in the third, flew out to right field in the fifth. Both of those were against Williman. 1-0. Popped up foul right behind the box. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Makes it 1-1. Shelley has 2 RBIs so far this season, more doubles than RBIs. He doubled yesterday, doubled on Saturday against Florence. Fly ball into center field. Ponder will make the catch. Both runners will head back to their respective bases, and that's a big out number 1 for Morrissey. Hung up in the air a little too long, and Ponder has the speed. It looked like he was just sort of jogging. He knew he was going to get to it in time. So 1 out, and Victor Diaz will pinch hit for Nathan Rose. So Jay Petchy going to the bench here. Victor Diaz will pinch hit, which most likely means Slater Shield will come in at second base for Rose, as he's the last guy on the bench for Mississippi. First pitch a little low and away for ball 1. Rose comes out of the game with an 0 for 2 day. Grounder to third, a strikeout swinging in the 6th. Now it's up to Diaz, who yesterday went 1 for 4. Fouled back to the screen. Makes it 1-1. Diaz a .229 average now in his 10th game. First time coming off the bench. 1-1. That is called strike 2. Morrissey could get a big out number 2 here, leaving the runners on first and second. The Otters definitely in need of some insurance to make things a little less tense on the pitching side. It was a 1-2-3 inning from Woolfolk in the top of the 7th. There's a base hit into left field. Rounding third is Holt. Here comes the throw from Bridges. It is not in time, and Mississippi has tied the game up. It was a good throw from Bridges on a hop in left field, but sneaking in there was Holt. As Payne will advance to second base, Victor Diaz comes off the bench and ties the game for the Mud Monsters. So Slater Shield will come in as a pinch runner for Diaz. So Mississippi out of guys off the bench. Back to the top of the order, Braylon Skinner hit a solo homer in his last at-bat. Game is now tied up at 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Skinner, that home run was his 4th, and it was his 41st RBI. Chance to give the Mud Monsters the lead here, 3-2, as the go-ahead run in scoring position. Fouled away. Quickly 0-2 here from Morrissey. This is a tough spot for Morrissey, facing off against now 3 straight lefties, having to get 2 of them out here in order to keep the game tied up. 0-2. A little low. Skinner overall 1 for 3. That home run's his only hit of the day. Led off the bottom of the 1st with a fly out to Salvaggio. Grounded out to second in the 4th inning. That's 2 on here. Holtz ended up coming around to score the tying run. That's outside on the curveball. It's 2-2. 2-2 count. 2-2 now the score after 1 run coming in the 7th for Mississippi. Morrissey looked back to second, kicks and fires. That is down the line, but foul. It'll remain at 2-2. With runners in scoring position this season, Skinner's hitting the ball quite well. .307. Swung on and missed strike 3, and Morrissey gets Skinner swinging for a huge out number 2, his first K of the day. Chance to keep the game tied up. Got to get Booker, though, and Booker's been one of the best hitters against the Otters this season. Booker hitting .314 with 2 outs so far this season. Grounder over to second base. J.J. Cruz will throw it on to first in time for out number 3. So Morrissey does not allow the go-ahead run to come in, but Victor Diaz ties the game at 2 apiece with an RBI single that brought in Travis Holt from second. 2-2 heading to the 8th on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 8th inning, tied up at 2 apiece between Evansville and Mississippi. The RBI single from Victor Diaz tied things up in the bottom of the 7th as Dallas Wolffolk is back out there for another inning of work. After a 1-2-3 top of the 7th, it'll be Salvaggio, Bridges, and Ponder leading off in the top of the 8th. Looking like it's going to be another close one between these two squads. Otters, with the loss yesterday, ended up dropping now to 8-3 in one-run games. Usually they're pretty good in one-run contests, and they have a chance to get it here, get their 9th. Evansville, 1 run in the 2nd, 1 in the 6th. Mississippi 1 run in the 6th and 1 in the 7th to tie the game up. First pitch called a strike to Salvaggio. There's a base hit into left field. Salvaggio has reached 4 times today. 2 walks and 2 singles as he leads off the 8th with a base hit. Multi-hit game number 15 for TJ. Looking to up the average. Trey Bridges is having a good day as well. His last at-bat, he drove in his first run of his pro career. Got his first extra base hit of his pro career as he fouls one back. Currently at a 1 for 3. Salvaggio, pretty big lead off of first base on that first pitch. Throw back. Wolffolk definitely is aware of that. TJ gets back safely. Wolffolk was a 13th round draft pick in 2018 by the Athletics after a very good 2018 with Ole Miss. Didn't play too much, but had a 2.51 ERA in 14 1/3 innings. One. Called a strike. And a bit of a high strike call. It's 1-2 now to Bridges. Wolffolk at Ole Miss was teammates with a lot of MLB guys. Nick Fortes, Gray Kessinger, Ryan Rollison, James MacArthur. It's a pretty good Ole Miss team. 1-2. Little low. Good take from Bridges. Evens the count up at 2 apiece. Otters have had a lot of traffic in this game. They've left 11 guys on base, though. Grounder over to first, no play at second. Tagging the bag is Fritz, and that's out number 1. Salvaggio moves into scoring position. Flipping back to the top of the lineup for the 5th time, John Ponder has a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Salvaggio representing the go-ahead run. One for 2. Ponder's reached 3 times. Got hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. He has a walk, a single as well. Bunt showed. It's dropped down. It's a perfect one. Throw to first, though, from Payne is in time for out number 2. So the bunt 2-3 put out is out number 2, but Salvaggio moves to third. Dennis Pierce is 0 for 4 today. Had a sac bunt in his last at-bat in the 6th inning to advance runners to second and third. So far has not gotten a hit yet today. Could be due. Could be due. First pitch called a strike. 0-1 is ripped into deep left field, and making the catch out there is Booker for out number 3. 103 off the bat, but with the wind pushing in, that killed it out in the air, and Booker's able to make the catch. So we will remain tied heading to the bottom of the 8th on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the 8th, still in a tie ball game. We have a new pitcher into the game for Evansville. It's Anthony Tomczak, who's going to be pitching next for the Otters. He'll face off against Paz, Fritz, and De La Rosa, with Mississippi trying to take the lead after being down 2-0. Tomczak has a 4.5 ERA in 12 innings. He hasn't pitched all too much since signing back on June 26th. On Sunday, though, he threw 2 scoreless with 3 strikeouts. Had a good series against Windy City. Another 2 2/3 on Friday, and gave up 1 run, but it wasn't earned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts then as well. He actually has 3 strikeouts now in 4 of his 6 outings this season, and in all of his last 4. 5 walks compared to 14 strikeouts this year. Correll Paz is 0 for 3 today. Fielder's choice in the first. Only time he's reached. Struck out in the 4th. Flew out to left in the 6th. All those were against Williman. Only lefty that Tomczak will face in the next 8 batters. First pitch a little outside for ball 1. Sinker, slider, 4-seam changeup, 4-pitch mix for him. Called a strike. Game tied up 2-2 here in the 8th. This is looking like a little deja vu for both sides. Hopefully Evansville doesn't get the end of that deja vu as they saw in game 1. Fouled away. Makes it 1-2. A leadoff single from Salvaggio, and Pierce had got a hold of one. It looked like it was going to get over the head of Booker, but the wind really took it out. And Booker was able to make the catch to end the top of the 8th. One, two. A little bit low on the fastball. Evens the count up at 2 apiece. Tomorrow it's going to be Tyler Campbell, another lefty for Mississippi, facing off against Colby Morse in his second pro start. That one's back at 6:30 p.m. 2-2. Blooper into center field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Paz just gets one into no man's land, his first hit of the day. Leads off the bottom of the 8th. Leadoff man reaches, and now Paz represents the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th. A.J. Fritz stands in. He's 0 for 2 with a walk so far today. Paz did steal a base yesterday. First pitch called a strike. I haven't seen too many Mud Monsters attempt to steal a base since Paws got thrown out in the first inning by Dirksen. Swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2 against Fritz. Fritz has had a hit in 16 of his first 19 games of the season, but has been slumping as of recent. And it continues into today's festivities. There's a base hit into left field. Back-to-back singles to lead off the bottom of the 8th for Mississippi. So the first two reach in the 8th, just like they did in the 7th. And now Tomczak finds himself in a bit of a jam here, trying not to give up that go-ahead run. Samuel De La Rosa will stand in. Fourth at-bat of the day, he's 1 for 3. The first pitch misses outside for ball 1. Singled in the 5th inning, couple of flyouts though, one to Pierce at third and one to Bridges in left field. 1-0. That'll miss low and away for ball 2. We're going to have a mound visit here between Dirksen and Tomczak. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as Schaumburg is looking like they're going to beat Windy City. End up winning 5-4 in that game. New York ends up beating New Jersey 8-6, and then Ottawa blows out Tri-City 16-4 in game 1 of their doubleheader. They're playing later today. It's Quebec and Sussex at 3:30. That's the next game that's going to start. We do have a game that is just starting, though, Ottawa Tri-City game 2. Lake Erie plays Washington later today at 5, and then down east is against Troyes. Quebec and Sussex playing a doubleheader as well today. 2-0. Bunt showed. It's missed for strike 1. De La Rosa trying to advance both runners to second and third. Give a better chance of bringing a run in for Holt, who already has a hit in back-to-back ABs. 2-1. Bunt showed again, pulled back. It's outside for ball 3. A walk would load the bases for Holt. (3-1). That is called a strike, and it's 3-2. De La Rosa out of bunt territory. Huge pitch here for Tomczak to try and get a big out number 1. Can have a walk here. It'll load the bases and put the go-ahead run oh so closer to coming in to score, still with nobody out. That is going to be a balk. And Andy McCauley is going to come out and have a chat with Wes Dunkel behind the plate. So that means all the umpires are going to convene here. We'll have a quick break, see what happens. I think they're going to call it the original call was a balk that would advance runners to second and third. Pitch was ball 4 anyways, but if this gets overturned, that actually might be a good thing for Evansville. It means Tomczak can throw another pitch with runners on first and second. And that will be what happens. So both runners will head back to second and first. And a pitch that was originally ball 4 is null and void. At least that's what I think it is. Might have been the best case scenario for Evansville to avoid the bases from getting reloaded, because that was ball 4. That was in the dirt. But now Tomczak gets a second opportunity. Got to capitalize on it. 3-2. There's a bloop fly ball into right field. That'll drop in fair. Coming around third is Pause. He will come in to score. Throw to second is in time. As coming out of the base path is De La Rosa. He'll get thrown out, but the go-ahead run does come in, and it's 3-2 Mississippi. here in the bottom of the 8th. Advancing to third there was Fritz. The RBI single from De La Rosa has caused more deja vu here for Evansville. 1 run scoring in the bottom of the 8th to make it 3-2, just like yesterday. First pitch, a ball to Holt. Now the 1-0 pitch is called a strike. Holt 2 for 3 so far today, 2 singles and a fly out to center. One. Called a strike. It's 1-2. Well, the Otters had an opportunity to score in the top of the 9th yesterday. They were oh so close to getting to it. So definitely a chance for them to get it done here in the top of the 9th again today. But it's just a couple of brutal ways to lose a lead. 1-2. Just outside on the breaking ball. Good take from Holt. It's 2-2. It's Logan Brown, Marcos Gonzalez, and Sam Linscott to lead off the top of the 9th. 2-2's low and away. It's ball 3. Payoff pitch here from Tomczak. Grounder over to short. Salvaggio looks the runner back to third. His throw to first is in time for out number 2. So Salvaggio able to keep the runner at bay at third base, and Tevis Payne will stand in. 2 outs, so the infield is now back at their normal positioning. First pitch from Tomczak to Payne. Gonna miss a little high and inside for ball 1. Nobody warming in the pen. This is Tomczak's inning to finish. There was somebody warming for Mississippi. Not sure if he's still out there anymore. Fouled back to the netting. It's 1-1. Payne has an RBI already in this game. It was the go-ahead yesterday to make it 3-2, and now another run comes in the bottom of the 8th today to make it 3-2. 1-1. High and inside. That's going to get past Dirksen. Coming in to score is Fritz, and it's 4-2. The Otters even more at risk now to lose the first 2 games of the 6-game series against Mississippi. And find themselves now down 2, have a bigger hole to climb out from. 3-1. That fastball misses a little high. The 3-1 pitch is inside for ball 4. So the walk will put Payne on first with 2 outs for Josh Shelley. Shelley 0 for 3 so far today. He has a strikeout looking in the third, couple of flyouts. First pitch a little high and inside for ball 1. Tomczak struggling to locate here in the last couple batters. There's going to be a mound visit here between Dirksen and Tomzak. Second one in this inning. The Otters will get somebody up and warming in the bullpen, looking like Nolan Thebe out there. Now Payne on first. He's 6 for 8 on stolen bases this season. Now the Otters, it's not looking great for them. They were up 2-0, and Mississippi keeps on fighting, getting runs across. The Otters have left 11 runners on base already today, and that is really coming back to bite them here in the 8th. One 0. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. Shelley is hitting now 7 of 11 games. So for 3 today. Still looking for that first hit of the day today. He's 11 for 37 coming into today's contest. High and inside, and it's 2-1. Shelley, 24-year-old, Tennessee Wesleyan at 4'10", won a lot of different awards. NAIA All-American second team selection. 2-1. That is high for ball 3. Tomzak at risk of walking back-to-back hitters here after giving up the 2 runs in the 8th already to Mississippi. Three 1. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. High fastball got Shelley to chase. Now 3-2 with 2 outs means Payne is going to get a head start over at first base. Payoff from Tomzak is outside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks puts 2 on with 2 outs as Mississippi keeps on trying to get more insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. Max Peterson will come out, possibly make the change here. So we will have a pitching change here from Mississippi. Mississippi has taken the lead 4-2. 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th as Lightning seems to have struck twice in back-to-back days for Evansville. We'll take a quick break on the Otters Digital Network. Pitching change here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nolan Thebe's into the game. Last pitched on Sunday against Windy City. He has been struggling a little bit as of recent. He's given up 9 earned runs in his last 3 outings, but looking to get a little bit of a get-back outing here with 2 on and 2 outs. Is a 5.26 ERA and 37 and 2/3. Still on a 6-3 record, leads the team in wins, tied for the team lead in wins with Garrett Simpson. First pitch in the dirt. Good block, though, from Dirksen to stop Payne from advancing from second. He looked like he was about to go. I saw that Dirksen had that one in his grasp. Slater's shield now up. Came in as a pinch runner for Diaz, who originally drove in the tying run with a single, bringing in Holt from second base. One 0. A little low for ball 2. Well, Thebe 20 walks compared to 46 strikeouts. They give up 6 earned runs, though, against Windy City. 4 on Friday, 2 on Sunday. It's been a little bit of a rough month of July for him. 2-0. That one is outside for ball 3. After a 2.7 ERA in May, a 2.76 ERA in June, it's a 14.6 ERA in July. There's K per 9, though, still at 11. Hasn't been able to locate here so far against Shield, as that's a 4-pitch walk, and it will load the bases. Now back to the top of the order, Braylon Skinner is up. His lineup flips over for the 5th time. Another mound visit here between Dirksen and it was Tom Zach. Now it's Thebe. Skinner up with 2 outs, and the bases loaded. Could potentially turn this into a bit of a blowout for Mississippi. First pitch from Thebe. High fly ball into center field. Ponder has room, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So Thebe gets out of it, but Mississippi has taken a 4-2 lead. They were down 2-0, and now it's 4-2. Otters are 3 outs away from dropping game 2 of the series on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the ninth, Otters down 2. It's 4-2 Mississippi. The pitcher into the game. Usually it's Chris Barraza to try and get the save for Mississippi, but he pitched a good amount yesterday, so it'll be Connor Langrell coming in to try and get his second save of the year. He has a 3.66 ERA in 32 innings, but he has given up a decent amount of runs against the Otters this season. He's pitched in 3 games against Evansville. 4 of his 13 overall 5 of his 13 overall earned runs have been against Evansville. So chance for the Otters here, but they need 2 to tie and 3 to take the lead in the ninth. Against Mississippi, Logan Brown, Marcos Gonzalez, Sam Linscott leading it off. First pitch called a strike to Logan Brown, and it's 0-1. 1 for 3 so far for Brown. He hit a single the other way. His shift's still on for him. That is called strike 2. Langrell, 3.66 ERA overall in 32 innings. He has 4 walks compared to 29 strikeouts. He's been one of the better guys out of the bullpen for Mississippi. I'm surprised he wasn't an all-star. Grounder, bobbled it third by Holt, and Logan Brown will reach. So Brown hits it right to where Holt is, basically moved from third to shortstop, but Holt wasn't able to take care of it, so the error will allow Brown to reach. Marcos Gonzalez with a man on first and nobody out. He represents the tying run. First pitch is called a strike. Langrell threw 1 2/3 scoreless against Florence back on Friday. This is the only game he's pitched so far past the All-Star break. Looping curve is going to miss a little high for ball 1. One 1. Inside, it's ball 2. Langrell, 24-year-old. He's in his first season in the Frontier League, first season with Mississippi. He spent last season between the Lincoln Salt Dogs of the American and the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers of the Pioneer League. There's a base hit into center field. First 2 reach here in the top of the ninth. As it's first and second with nobody out now for Sam Linscott. Otters putting up a fight here in the ninth. Mound visit here between Langrell and Payne. Now, Langrell hasn't necessarily pitched well against the Otters this season. Back on June 2nd, he threw an inning, gave up 4 earned, and earned the first of his 2 losses. The other loss was on July 8th against Joliet. Didn't record an out, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Corners in here, expecting the bunt from Linscott. Doesn't drop it down as it's called a strike. Linscott so far 0 for 4 today. Be a big spot to get his first hit. Shows the bunt, drops it down. Unable to make the catch is Payne. Definitely went all out for it, though. It will drop in foul ground. It's 0-2. Tying run on first base, nobody out. It's an 0-2 here to Linscott. Corners are still in just in case the bunt drops down with 2 strikes. 4-2 Mississippi here in the top of the ninth. Langrell still 3 outs away from giving Mississippi another win. Oh, 2. High and inside for ball 1. The only other time Langrell gave up an earned run against the Otters was on the 20th. 1 inning, 1 earned, 3 hits. But on June 30 threw scoreless frame against Evansville with 2 strikeouts. 1-2. Grounder up the middle, into center field, a base hit. Here comes Logan Brown from third. He'll come in to score, and it's a 1-run game, 4-3. Evansville in business here in the top of the 9th. Putting up a big fight. Now the tying run is in scoring position, and the go-ahead run is at first in Linscott. And Dirksen might look to bunt here. Corners in yet again. Doesn't drop it down. It's a little low for ball 1, a little inside as well. Otters out hitting Mississippi today. But still find themselves down 1 in a huge spot, though, for Dirksen. Otters, when getting out hit, when out hitting their opponent, 32-5 this season. 1-0. Inside for ball 2. Langrell is usually really good at locating. Only 4 walks. Has not walked anybody in his last 5 outings. Hasn't walked anybody against the Otters this season. 2-0. Curveball hits the zone for strike 1. Dirksen does have a hit already today. He's 1 for 3, hit a double back in the 5th inning. His first extra base hit with the Otters. 2-1. Popped up into shallow center field. Skinner is under it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Langrell gets a huge out number 1 that does not allow either runner at first or second to advance. And now it's J.J. Cruz. Another big shift going for the lefty in Cruz. 1 for 4 today. Singled back in the 4th inning. First pitch from Langrell. Called a strike. First 3 reached. The error comes back to bite Mississippi. Comes around to score back-to-back singles. So that one misses high and outside. Gonzalez and Linscott back-to-back singles before the flyout from Dirksen. Still only 1 out here in the 9th. Tying run on second base. Now a 4-3 game. Otters getting a little loose in the bullpen just in case. 1-1. Fouled back to the netting, and it's 1-2. Cruz has a strikeout in his last at-bat. So far, he has 5 walks compared to 32 Ks this season. Big gap, though, in the 5-5 hole. Trying to maybe hit it the other way and bring Gonzalez around from second base. 1-2. That is just going to miss a little high for ball 2. Cruz only 12 RBIs this season now in 30 games. His single blooped over the head of Rose at second base. Now Shields over there, the defensive replacement. 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. First K for Langrell today, and the Otters are down to their last out. So Salvaggio is the last chance here. Definitely one of the guys you want up in a spot like this. Just need a base hit. First pitch from Langrell. A little high for ball 1. TJ's 2 for 2. He's reached in all 4 of his at-bats. 2 singles and 2 walks. His walk in the 6th was the only one in which he came around to score. The 1-0. Another one high. For ball 2, walk would load the bases for Bridges. He got put in a huge spot like this last night. If this keeps on going to Bridges, he has been put in so many big spots here to start his pro career. Another mound visit, though, between Payne and Langrell. Salvaggio, 48 RBIs, still leading the team. Hasn't driven in any runs so far today, even though he's reached 4 times. He's having a very good offensive day. Chance to really put the cherry on top here if he can tie the game up. Two-0 from Langrell. High for ball 3. So nothing to hit quite yet for Salvaggio. See if he takes all the way here, 3-0. Not sure if swinging 3-0 in this spot would be any likely. And he doesn't. Right down the middle for strike 1. Walk loads the bases for Bridges. Salvaggio definitely wanted to bring in that tying run from second base. 3-1. Fouled back to the netting. It's 3-2. Both runners now going to have a head start. Mississippi trying to win both games to start this 6-game series. This one in miniature comeback fashion. They were down 2-0 in the 6th inning. 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th have brought them just up by 1 here, 4-3. 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that'll do it. Mississippi does pull off the 1-run victory as the Otters drop their second straight 1-run game. And they are now 0-2 in this series. Langrell had the first 3 reach, but a fly out to center and 2 strikeouts have earned him his second save of the year. And Mississippi ends up pulling away with the comeback victory in another very brutal loss for Evansville as they end up leaving 13 men on base in this one. Definitely had a chance to really pull away in this one, but just could not capitalize on the big situations. Mississippi now at 27-35 with the win by Florence. Now the Otters are only 3.5 games up in the wild card. We'll see what happens with Washington later today as they play Lake Erie at 5:05 Central, 6:05 Eastern time in Washington. We'll see what happens there. If Lake Erie wins that one, they'll stay 5 games back in the division. If the Wild Things win, they'll be 6 games ahead in the Central. But overall, pretty brutal loss for the Otters. Seems as though a little bit of deja vu is runs come in the bottom of the 8th inning for Mississippi. And another low-scoring game goes to the Mud Monsters. Otters are now 8-4 in 1-run games. 0-2 to start this series. Over at 500 in day games. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be Colby Morris facing off against Tyler Campbell in Game 3 of the series. Every other game in this one is going to be either a 6:30 or a 6:01. 6:30 tomorrow, 6:30 on Friday as well, 6:01 on Saturday and Sunday. As the Otters try to regroup and come back, it'll be a little bit of a longer break after the afternoon game and then the night game tomorrow. Definitely a lot to think about. The Otters scored 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 6th. They had a 2-0 lead. But Mississippi ends up getting 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. And the Otters get 1 in the 9th, but that second run never came to be as Langrell finishes the job. So a bit of a longer break between games tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for Game 3 of the series. Game 3 of 6. The Otters still have a chance to take the series. They just have to win all 4 games. Definitely doable against Mississippi. But for everybody here at Trustmark Park, I'm Evan Patoka. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day on this very beautiful afternoon.